guys, this is Brainspire here, and I pretty much slacked on something I would have planned to do back in, January, and it has been 6 months it's been 6 months, and I am just so sorry for not doing this earlier, but I found this doohickey at the thrift store. Now we reveal it, and off she comes! Oh yeah, Brainspire, you already own Cranium Turbo Edition. Well, I'm going to be comparing the two. For those who haven't really heard of Cranium Turbo, well, most would say, oh, it's just the same, but it's just the same as Cranium, but with some goofy, boofy, battery-operated timer. But there is more to this. Why not we open them up and get the ball rolling? From the get-go, the rules are just the same as the original, but with a lot of catches. The original Cranium has a sand timer and a dice. These two dice morphed to make the main star of the show, Turbo Edition's timer. Yeah, I joked a lot about this timer being annoying.
1, 2...
Mama, you throw that dog in the pool and you're going back to live with your mother!
We'll get to it later. This little device keeps time just like the sand timer keeps time. About roughly a minute. And just like how the dice determines your activity, if you hold down this button for at least 3 seconds, it'll determine an activity. And if all 4 category lights are on, you get to pick one. And these itty-bitty lights down here determine where to move, just like the colors on the dice. The board is more colorful, and the silhouettes of the Cranium mascots are outlined on the original and are colored in on Turbo Edition. In the original Cranium, if you win an activity firstly on one of these spaces, you take the fast track. If you don't, you take the scenic route. As for Turbo, there is no scenic route. You gotta take the fast track all the way through. And all the spaces, the little running winged guys, on the fast track on the original, by the way, are silver, meaning there's no color. The timer says it all, so obey it. It ain't Cranium without those adorable 4 characters. And they, of course, made a return. And each of these deck boxes has 3 activities, 5 for Wordworm, greedy little bit. And Turbo's has around 4, plus brand spanking new activities. Datahead has Odd Couple, which finding 2 things that don't belong on a list. Star Performer has Starstruck, guessing a celebrity from Clues. Wouldn't that be a Datahead challenge? And also has Sideshow, which involves moving your teammates' limbs around like a puppet. Creative Cat has Zuma, which you identify pictures from extreme close-ups. And Wordworm has Mind Meld, which you match words related to a topic. One I forgot in the Wordworm category is Team Nileps. It's just like regular, ordinary, run-of-the-mill Nileps, but your team takes an alternating turn to spell the word backwards. And this means that 4 challenges were removed from Turbo Edition: Blank Out, Nileps, as mentioned earlier, Spellbound, and Copycat. Turbo Edition's cards have exactly what it says on the top. This is to not confuse Turbos with the originals. And the back of Turbo's cards has a white outline. And this is yet again to make the difference clearer. And the other star of the show, other than this timer,
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god!
Are these thick cards that have 3 activities instead of 1. And because it's 3 activities instead of 1, you have to do all 3 of them within this 1 minute time limit. And you have to try to get all 3 of these challenges. For instance, I'm going to say 1 is false, 2 is true, and 3 is false. And depending on what amount of activities you got right, for in this case I got all 3, you move on the board depending on how well you do. And to distinguish the normal cards from the Turbo Rally cards better, they have new illustrations from Baseman. And plus, Wordworm, how the hell are you driving? The Cranium movers look generic. They are cubes with speeders for heads and the Cranium logo emblazoned on the front. Turbo Edition's movers are the cutest little winged running guys you've seen. Both win conditions might seem the same, but they're actually pretty different. The original has each team try to collect 1 card from each of the 4 deck boxes, and you have to pick 1 more for your final activity. And for turbos, you have to strictly collect the Turbo Rally cards. And this means you have to do at least 2. Let's use this scene for example. Both teams are neck and neck and need 1 more to win the game. They've got at least 2 correct for their finale rally. And these are the cards that they need left. And if they get it within this time limit, let's say they win, it's probably a draw. Before we end, certain copies of Cranium Turbo, for instance mine, have the Party Pack, which consists of customizable cards. If you've noticed the team name above these cards, this is because these cards are personal to the maker. For this, you make up a team name and stick it on the wings of your mover. Sadly, the replacements are expired because, well, Hasbro brought Cranium. And that's it. Which one would I suggest playing first, you're asking me? Well, I would suggest playing the original first, other than the Turbo, so you can get a hang of how the main controls are. And one more thing about the Turbo Timer. It can be infuriating. Here I am humming Super Freak by Rick James, but my mom isn't getting it because all she could hear is that godforsaken timer.
You didn't get it, and the correct answer was Super Freak by Rick James.
I'm mad at myself. Hit the off button.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and may the stars illuminate your wings.